Kobe, I forgot. I have to give you this invitation.
What? Invitation for what, Barry?
To the KUMITE. I hate how they say it in this movie. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Kobe.
And this is Who Watches This.
Deep music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the third week of Underground Fights.
Yes.
And before we tell you the movie for this week, we got to do our first segment where I badly explain movies in a trailer form. A blonde white girl travels to Hong Kong to find out what happened to her father. Two childhood friends take on students as their avatars to fight for them to settle a dispute. A sword thief being mad for no reason. This is 2016's Lady Bloodfight.
Like a Lady Bloodfight.
I know. I really wish they found... they could have just put this under the banner of Bloodsport.
Yes. They made it Blood Fight because that kind of sounds like Bloodsport.
Yeah.
And then they said Kumite, just a little bit different, so that there was no copyright infringements.
Oh, are you saying...
Because I don't know if there's really a Kumite for them to have to worry about.
I don't know if it's like... correct me if I'm wrong. I'm Filipino, so this isn't like a word for us. But maybe it's a word in like Mandarin or Cantonese, like kumite, kumite is just like underground fighting, is like a word for underground fighting or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I really like they
or championship or
something. Blood sport.
Yeah.
But like I really hated it how they said it, just because it's like it reminds me of M. Night Shyamalan when he came out with Airbender. Ong. You're the Airbender. Ong. And this one, it's like, no, man, it's not. It's like they said like Kumite, like we just watched this trailer and I can't say it wrong.
I don't know how to say it either, but I know exactly what you meant. And every time they said it, it was like, did they say that wrong?
It's like in the Bloodsport, they said it like with such bass in their voice. Even like the female like love interest for Van Damme is like, you can't fight in the Kumite.
Right.
But like the crowd chants it, Kumite, Kumite. But I think in this one is because they say it so casually, it doesn't sound right.
Right. Yeah.
But let's get into like just explain this movie. It's only an hour and a half long. It's almost a full moon picture. We start off with the rooftop fight between one woman dressed in white and one woman dressed in black, and they're beating the shit out of each other. But it actually ends up in a draw because the judge or the head of the underground organization is like, we can't be here all day.
Yeah, the sun's going down. Okay, we're just gonna call this a draw.
Yeah.
We're tired.
Like, everyone's bets have been nullified. Everyone's just leaving with the money they came with.
Right. Yeah, unlike Bloodsport, where it would be like, we don't go home till only one person leaves this ring.
Yeah, unless someone quits.
Yeah.
Ring out or dies.
Yeah.
And these two girls, obviously, you could kind of tell they're not like the main characters, but they're gonna be the teachers, right, of whoever our main characters are, right? And so we get into,
and so the judges basically give them the we don't want you to come back and fight again next year because this took too long. So you both get one student who fights for you,
right? So pretty much whoever their student is, they get a automatic invite.
Yeah.
Because then we go into this credit sequence of like a montage where people are like fighting all over the world, and they're getting invited to the Kumite. And it's like, you know, and like there's apparently in this organization, they have agents all over the world just scouting out the best fighters.
Right.
Best female fighters.
Right. Well, later on they talk about the male fighters also, but maybe it's even
like
years, odd years. I don't know.
This is like the WNBA, right? When the
Or maybe,
NBA is on
maybe
off
there's
season.
2 kumites a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Summer is for the men and winter is for
the ladies.
For the ladies, yeah.
And so, so then we go into this restaurant. We meet our main character. What's her name? Like April, or something like that.
White girl.
White girl, Jane James or something. It's the Joe Johnsons of generic white people names.
Yep.
She's a waitress, and she seems like pretty, like, you know, she's just doing her job until she gets catcalled, where she knocks out a dude.
Right.
Solid punch.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, that gave me a little hope. This girl got some moves. So I was like, all right, cool. And then they get to the parking lot, and then they jump her. And I was like, oh, okay, she's not like, she's badass, but not like that badass, you know?
Right. She's good like 1-on-1, but not 4-on-1.
Yeah, she's not like that, who's that old female action star, the blonde? She used to do all the karate movies and stuff too. She was badass.
Yes.
But no, she goes home after being able to. Well, she does end up kicking those 4 guys' asses.
Right.
You know, and I was like, all right, cool. This is getting pretty solid. All right, I'm in it. Right. She goes home. She looks at a photo of her dad. She tells her mom, like, hey, I'm gonna go to Hong Kong to find out what happened to Dad. She's like, no, baby, no, like, that's so dangerous. And she's like, all right, well, bring back some smokes. I was like, that's gonna be the longest convenience store run ever. We get in.
That's Dad going to the corner to get some milk.
We get another cut of this one Asian girl. You know, she kind of has like the Chun-Li buns in, and she's like cruising around. Like, it looks like she's out to take people's dojo signs off. And I think the one thing that kind of bothered me about this whole movie is that all these girls, I don't know if this would be the fashion for it, I guess, but they're all doing these in Lululemon leggings.
I feel like the director was like, you know what? Really tight pants that accent your butt. We should make that like the standard for this movie.
But she walks into one of the girl in the black. She goes into her dojo, and she's like, "Huh, you're the best that they got." And she kind of like she's an instinct fighter. She's a street fighter,
right?
You know, and she kind of whoops this girl's butt.
Right. Who's the head student?
Who's the head student, and then the girl's like, all right, everybody go home. You guys are all trash, but you stay.
Right.
You're going to be my student for 3 months. And she's like, is there any money? He's like, I don't know, maybe. She's like, no, I'm good. Later on, though, we do see her. She's scaling a freaking building. Like,
right.
And then she's trying to take like this ancient Chinese sword. And you know, the girl in the black. I'm just gonna call her Girl in Black. I don't remember their names.
Her name was like Wu and Shu.
Oh, Shu and Y.
Shu and Wa.
Yeah. Okay. Y. And then the student is Ling. Super racist. I feel really racist saying it, you know. All right, but yeah. So Y is like telling Ling, like, hey, you're gonna be my student, and because you try to steal my shit, you're definitely gonna be my student if you don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
I was like, what a great teacher-student relationship. That's the basis of it.
Right. Yep.
Meanwhile, Jane comes to Hong Kong. She gets off the bus. She falls for a tourist trap where, like, she asks some guy, she's like, hey, where's the youth hostel? And then she gets jumped. But while she's getting jumped, Shu, who is the girl in white,
right,
she catches them, and Jane's holding her own, but the Chinese guy with the dreads, he's just too strong,
right,
and she knocks him. He knocks her out. But Shu comes and saves her, wakes her up, and she's like, hey, go back to sleep. Don't worry about all those precious things that just got lost to you. Things can be replaced. And I was like, this is this is like a bad version of Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. Because it's like I don't think she understands the gravity of losing this photo of her father, because I feel like it's the only photo she has.
Right.
But, unfortunately, Jane is like, she tells Shu, she's like, hey, I need a master. I'm trying to enter the Kumite.
Yes, and Shu is like, no, absolutely, I will not train you because you will get hurt, and I can't be responsible for that.
Yeah, but then
she says, okay, well, I gotta go find a master, so I'm leaving. And Shu's like, see this dead bird? If I bring it back to life, I will train you, but you have to listen to me.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
They wanted to add Chinese mysticism to this,
it ended up being really cool, but it was a weird transition. It's like, I am not going to train you unless I can bring this bird back to life, and then you must let me train you. What?
Yeah. It's like a Coke bottle fell from the sky, and she's like, the gods must be crazy. Because
and for everybody who hasn't seen that, you should see that.
Yeah,
movie.
good movie. It's hilarious. But so she does a kata, which I don't think that's the word for Chinese martial arts, but that's just how I know it.
Right.
And she brings this bird back to life, and I was like, "No, I've seen that trick. They revealed that trick on Fox before. That bird was frozen, and then you took it out, and then you put it in warm water, and then it came back to life." But she's like, "Fine, all right, fine. That was kind of cool. I'll be your student." And so we have this montage of Jane training, and she's kind of doing the more traditional type of kung fu. She's working on her stance, they're going, through the motions, old school training techniques. I want you to send your chi through your palm into this belt, and I need that belt to resonate through the valleys.
Right. But when it has to be so loud that you can no longer hear your fear.
Yeah, your fear, your thoughts, your self-doubt. And meanwhile, Ling, she's training practical. She's using wushu dummies, and this Y is yeah, you have to send your power straight through it.
Right.
Imagine the force going through them. You're not just hitting it, you're hitting their essence.
Yep.
But in a more modern version, right?
Right.
And so finally 3 months is up, their training montage happens, they go to the Kumite, and then we see all the other girls. We see the best girl, Cassidy, the Australian girl.
Yes.
She's a mixed martial artist. She's pretty friendly though. She's like, "Oh, hey, what's your martial arts?" Which at first I was like, "Don't fucking talk to me." Cuz obviously she it's trying to get your opponent's game plan.
Right.
It's cool, if you do this, I can try to incorporate these type of moves in here.
Yeah.
And first of all, one thing's for sure. That Muay Thai chick, if this is realistic, she would have won this whole thing. Cassidy might have had a chance because she's mixed martial arts and she has a ground game. But the way that I've seen Muay Thai training camps, I was like, dude, I will not mess with a Thai person ever. I don't know if they know Muay Thai, but definitely I'm going to get an elbow to the back of the head.
Right.
And I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
And so they do the first round of fights. It goes fairly bad for Jane against the Taekwondo girl.
Right.
But she's able to inch out the win by a ring out.
Yeah, because it's either step out of the ring, you're disqualified, or get knocked out, or die. And, then you can't continue.
Yeah, then you can't continue. For Ling, she absolutely murders in there. But our bolo of this movie...
Right?
She was pretty opposing.
Yeah.
I was like, I would not fuck
And
with
she
her.
she dressed like Bolo. She was doing the little punches.
Yeah. And even like the taunting.
Yeah.
I was like, that's hella Bolo.
Yep.
And she was probably the best thing of this movie. Because I was like, yeah, don't fuck with that shit. She looks like if she was riding you during sex, she can clench so hard that she could pick you up from your penis. And she's like, hold on, I forgot to get my squats in for the day. But the first one kind of goes pretty smoothly. Jane goes on, Cassidy goes on, female Bolo, Ling goes on. And this is like...
A Russian prison.
Yeah, the Russian... Yeah, Bolo, female Bolo.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so, like, you know, the movie... This is where, like, the movie kind of just blends in because everything goes so fast. The pacing in this movie is kind of bad, right? Because after that, like, Jane and Cassidy kind of form, like, a good friendship together. It's very much reminiscent of Frank Dux and the American wrestler guy from Bloodsport.
Yes. I felt that exact connection.
Yeah, which, like, their chemistry together was actually fine.
Right. Uh-huh.
I like them, like, you know, because Cassie's so easygoing. She's Australian. She's super friendly. And she looks like she has a very Goku personality. She just wants to fight strong people. You know, which is fine. Like, I was like, yo, she's also, like, one of the best parts of this movie. And so, like, they're talking in the, so after the first fight, Jane goes to walk and she sees the people who robbed her the first time.
Yeah.
And then so she uses her Wudon martial arts and gets her photo back and whoops these guys' asses.
Yes.
Out of nowhere, Master Shu comes and she's like, oh yeah, I can't believe you use the martial arts that I taught you to get revenge on the people who stole your precious items that could be replaced.
If you can lose your anger that quickly, then there's no way you could stay focused enough to win. So I can't be your master anymore.
Your Sifu.
Your Sifu. And I am leaving.
And I was like, no, Master Oogway would not do this. Mr. Miyagi would not abandon her student.
Yep.
You know, that moment is where she was like, this is the moment where she should have been like, I have to teach you how to center yourself.
Right.
Because, like, those are the moments that, like...
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're a mess? Let me go ahead and just let you off free.
In this death tournament. And it's like, no, this is where they could have taken a good extra 10 minutes and, like, have given her, like, just, like, center yourself. That way it comes back at the last fight.
Right.
But we don't get that, right? So they go back to the Kumite. They're, like, kind of, like, getting ready. Cassidy is like, hey, whoever wins has to take the other person out to a real night in Hong Kong.
Yep.
Which is like, that's cool. But then she sees the crazy Russian chick and she's like, oh, watch out, Looney's here. And this is where we get that Bolo trash talk. She's like, cuckoo, cuckoo. She's like, I'm gonna break you in the next fight. And
right, it was totally like Ivan Dracoff in Rocky. Yeah. I would break you.
Yeah. I believed it. And then, like, I know I'm like,
she got a big scar across one side of her face. One eye is like cloudy.
She's blind in one eye. And I was like, oh, they're gonna set it up where, like, Bolo fucked up the American wrestler just like in Bloodsport. But this is where I absolutely dreaded the movie. I know I'm inserting my feelings too soon right now, but I'm just letting you. Oh, so I'm gonna save that, right? But the next round 2, is a weapons fight, right?
Right.
And they're not like training weapons. There are weapons for murder.
Yeah.
And, Jane is able to inch out her win with a 2-handed sword. Barely. She gets cut up pretty
yeah.
But she survives her fight. Cassidy, on the other hand, does not against the Russian. Right. And I'll give props department props for this. or like special effects, because when the Russian slices her throat, you see it all.
It's a decent practical throat slicing.
I was like, holy fuck. That was brutal. And that was like the only death in this whole thing.
Right. Yeah. And it wasn't like I beat you in a fight. It was like I beat you in a fight and then I murdered you.
Yeah. I was like, no, call the fight. Call the fight. No, and then Ling, this is like they really don't give Ling her spotlight to be a proper villain.
Right, because they don't even show her in the weapons round.
She just passes with flying colors, right? And so after the weapon fight, though, they automatically have the next round.
Right.
Right? And it's Jane versus the Russians.
Yeah.
Zvitka. And I was like, yo, I would be super down for it if this Russian chick won right now. She is brutal. But no, she's able to use her Wudon, able to collect herself after taking an absolute beating. Like, I would have already they were going to call this match.
Right, yep.
But, like, for some reason, they're like, oh, she's getting up, so the match continues. And then she's able, this is where, it's sad that you don't really get to see these, right? Because this is where she uses her Wudon and attacks Svetka in more vital points.
Right.
She gets her knees, she gets, like, her throat, she gets, like, her rib cage. She focuses on one rib cage and constantly attacks it. And I was like...
And, like we were saying, if she would have taken her aside after she lost her anger and beat up the punks to get her picture of her dad back, and then, like you said, took her aside and taught her focus and, to control her anger, that would have made this, like, totally, like, because she had lost her. She got beat up at the beginning because she was, like,
so angry.
Yeah, so unfocused because of the rage, and then she could pull it in and focus, and because that's how her master taught. But yeah, like you said, they kind of dropped the ball a little on that.
Because the Master Shu could have been like, "Focus, Jane.
Yeah,
focus."
Yeah.
But she ends up being able to defeat the Russian. Doesn't kill her. I was like, I thought she was gonna kill her. But after that, she goes back into the locker room, and this is where we find out one of the characters in the Kumite who handles all the bets.
Yeah,
was the murderer for her father.
Right.
Because the American wasn't supposed to go all the way. And he was about to kill her too, but she's like, you're pretty fucked up. You're not going to win. So.
Right. Yeah. You're probably not even going to make it tomorrow to the fight. So I'm not worried about you.
Right. I was like, I mean, you already killed one person. You could really just save yourself and kill this person right now. But no, she ends up
guess if people stop showing up to the final round that often, it's,
Yeah. But no, she goes back to Master Shu. And, like, she's able to somehow convince her, like, hey, I need you. This is Sang was the one who murdered your fiance.
Right. And then you get that part of the story where it was,
like the two sisters.
Wei's brother is marrying Shu, and then he
messed up.
She gets mad at him, and they break up. And he kills himself. Allegedly. In the middle of the tournament.
Yeah. But we find out that Sang killed him because he didn't want to lose his bets.
Yes.
All right. And so that's what helps Shu take Jane back on. And then she does her mystic Chinese mysticism to heal her
broken ribs.
And so they boat to the final fight, and everyone's like, oh my god. And then Y is like, oh, she healed her. I was like, what? Like, because, like, listen, right? One of the best healing scenes in martial arts movies is definitely Karate Kid 1, where Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
Because then, like, the score during that scene was like, bum, bum, bum. And he's like, oh, He's rubbing his hands together.
Yep.
And it's like, it's kind of bullshit.
Right.
You know?
But, it's like Danielson's still like hobbling and
Yeah.
stuff. It's just like, I will heal you enough that you can continue.
Yeah. And so everyone's like, oh, don't worry. It's, and then Wise, like, just remind her of her pain. And the last fight was kind of meh.
It starts off really well, and then it kind of... I think it's supposed to be like you're supposed to see the... Lynn is, like, getting frustrated, and so then she's getting sloppy. But, yeah...
And Jane is supposed to look like the more composed, focused one.
Right.
Like she's been able to, like, master her chi.
Yeah.
Which they never say chi in there. But yeah, and she's able to defeat Ling in the final fight by like fucking like a sidekick off the platform into the water.
I did like that though. It was like they're on this like a little floating platform, but it was like that made it more like a video game. It was like Tekken or like Excalibur or something where you
VR
like
fighters.
you kick them off the edge and they fall into into the water off
right?
off a cliff.
And then, but like during that fight though, she like looks around, and I audibly laughed so hard when she like in the middle of her fight with Ling. She sees her dad's ghost.
Yeah.
And apparently this is what Wudong martial arts has taught Shu as well. Because sometimes she looks off into the distance and she's like, I've asked for a dragon and you sent me a snow bunny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the fuck is she talking
Right.
to?
A couple times she's like having a conversation with nobody.
And it's like, what the fuck is going on? And then so Sang tries to like dip out because he's like, oh fuck, I owe so many people money. And he tries to kill himself. And then Jane is like, this is your time to come clean, Sang. And he's like, fine, I killed the American.
Right.
Oh, your brother didn't commit suicide. I killed that dude too. And then second time I audibly laughed in this, Y gets into her stance, like in a weird stance, and then she like turns around. It's so bad.
Right, yeah, she should have given him like a throat chop or something.
Like and then like Sang gets taken away. Oh, this is the quote I wanted to use. Damn it! All right, I'm gonna use it right now. It was like, Kobe, do you know what I have you saved under my phone as?
No, Barry, what's that?
The blue-eyed bullet from the West. I was like, that has to be the quote. That has to be the quote. That is. And then everyone just ends up happy. Jane ends up sending her mom a pack of smokes from China.
Yes.
But inside the smokes, hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
Well, from what I looked at, I was like, dude, is that only like $500 in each package? She only sent her mom $1,500, and that's going to change her life.
It's a lot of smokes you could buy with this.
But I figure maybe it looks like towards the end, like Shu and Y have finally made up,
right?
And it looks like and then Ling has finally been able to calm herself, her inner turmoil that never gets explained, and they start like a school.
Right, where they're going to teach a bunch of young kids how to punch a bell.
Hey, I was like, I kind of want to try that. You think I can get on top? You think I can go to Philadelphia, get on top of that building where the Liberty Bell's at, and smack it a few times? But the movie just ends. So before we get talking about everything else, how about we do our other segment, High Star, Low Star? Colby.
So we got a young grandpa giving it 5 out of 5 stars. That is not me. So it's action-packed martial arts, beautiful women, amazing fight scenes. What more could you want? Probably one of the best martial art movies I have seen in such a long time.
Oh no, Grandpa.
I was browsing movies and came across this one. I read the description and it sounded good, but I figured it would be a cheesy martial arts movie. Wow, was I wrong. From start to finish, this movie is action-packed. Beautiful Asian culture, wonderful acting, great martial art fight scenes, great plot to top it off, and top it all off, more than a handful of beautiful women that can take a beating and kick some serious butt. This movie is a must-see. I will be purchasing this on Blu-ray if they have it for sale.
This guy definitely talks about, the good old days when women can take a beating.
Oh, jeez.
Straight to the moon. Oh, and then we have John. 3 out of 5. Utter nonsense, but engaging fun. It is wonderful. Oh, it is impossible not to like the lead girl in this film. Besides being beautiful and with a knockout figure, she is a badass fighter. Throw in a couple of martial arts and masters that are Asians, and you have the typical formula for making one of the most entertaining movies. However, on the flip side of the coin, it is absolutely impossible to believe that even in the Kumite, they would allow one opponent to continually punch an unconscious opponent over and over until they are dead without some sort of stepping in to end the proceedings. False. In the famous Van Damme version of this contest, there was a referee who would step in such instances, but here there was no control whatsoever, and a bunch of sniveling, slavering, wealthy Asian men drool over one woman essentially executing another helpless woman, including the ridiculous scene where in a weapons fight, one of the opponents who is out cold, they stand by and watch as this crazed winner just slices the girl's neck wide open with no repercussions at all. Well, they did sign an agreement at the beginning.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
All right, Kobe. What did you want to talk about in this film before I bash it a little bit? Which I know we don't usually do in here, but I think it's warranted.
Yeah, I like it's got some decent fight scenes. It's some of the people you can tell are decent, have some decent fighting ability, at least have been coached well.
Yeah.
Some of the girl fighters are like stunt people from other movies,
like the main character.
Yeah. The Russian girl, she without makeup and her hair down, quite attractive. I saw like a little like thing where they like kind of interviewed her and she was talking about some of her fight scenes and stuff. And I guess there was a couple things like the director was like, "Hey, you should shave your head."
No.
And she was like, "No." And that's why she's in like the tight braids.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
a lot to ask for a woman.
And then the fight choreographer was like, "You should do like that like fighting tiger, hidden dragon, like green sword kind of like where you like,
Shing.
yeah." And she was like, "You know what? No, like if I'm supposed to be from like this tough Russian prison, I don't even think it's right for me to hold a sword. I should be holding like a machete or a big old cleaver." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, you want to do a mean face instead then?" And she's like, "I can do a mean face." And she really has like no accent.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's very it's like when I do accents,
Right. Yeah.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. I will break you in the next fight. It's she didn't really try hard, And I think it's a lot to ask a woman to go bald when it's not for a movie that's going to be like an Academy Award winning movie.
Right.
Like Natalie Portman, she's gone bald.
Yes.
And, but it's for really good movies.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, I understand why I have to go bald.
Yeah.
you know. And it's like, fine, I've always wanted to go bald anyway. But yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, what I wanted to talk about, I absolutely hated that they had to insert this weapons portion of the tournament. Because it's like, I know what you're doing, and you're trying to elicit like an emotional response.
Right. By
killing Cassidy, who is like one of the other better characters in this movie. And it's like, that really sucks. Because it's like, it also doesn't make sense for you to insert this weapons portion in the second or whatever round it was. And then have a lot of the fighters who move on could possibly be critically injured.
Right. Yeah. Because one of them gets a full-on stab with a sword, like a spear thing in her shoulder. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, she's not really gonna.
Yeah, that shoulder is probably done.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was like, the acting is pretty cheesy, and I think it's because a lot of the actors in here are stunt people, which I'm not saying stunt people can't act, obviously, because fucking Jackie Chan.
Right. Yep.
He has to be like the god of the stunt world. Like, I don't think there's any other stunt person that has done and has broken as many bones as Jackie Chan has, and so I was like, all right, like after I watched the movie, I had to look it up. I was like, what have these people been in acting wise? I was like, oh, okay, a lot of them are stunt people, and this was probably directed by a stunt director.
He directed a Jet Li movie that did really well.
Oh man.
He directed it's one of his big ones. Early.
Let's see, let's check this out. But yeah, like, and that's what I was kind of like looking at it as. But
Oh, Kiss of the Dragon.
Oh, Kiss of the Dragon. Yeah. With freaking what's her face? It's freaking Bridget Fonda. Yeah. I really enjoyed that movie. And it's just like, but I was like, I don't know if it was the talent of the actresses or if maybe it was the director for the photography that kind of made the action a little bit jarring. And at points, it looked like a little slow. Like, maybe they didn't have enough prep time to do this movie to make the action scenes look, like, smooth.
Right. Yes, because you either have to make the scenes longer or when you cut from back and forth from person to person really quickly, it's got to be clean.
Yeah.
Because, yes, I totally...
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was missing some of the action switching back and forth.
Yeah, and it was like where my head is at is like because like throughout the years we've gone from less of these like sort of unbelievable feats of martial arts, and then we hit movies like Ong Bak and The Raid,
right, and
all this stuff. Like even John Wick, you can kind of put like it's gun fu, but a lot of the moves are they're applicable to like real life situations. And so, like, it's nice to see that we've gone from, like, like Once Upon a Time in China. And as much as I love those movies, I do, like, enjoy more of these realistic sort of fight scenes.
Right.
I mean, Ong Bak is still kind of, like, he's dismantled, he's, like, whooping all these dudes' asses. But it's, like, it's within kind of the realm of, like, I think he could do that. Like, I think that's pretty possible. I like that we've sort of we've evolved our action movies throughout the years, and still, if you want to give me like a new Jackie Chan, I would still love that. Cause,
right. Yep.
Because, Jackie Chan, he's also like one of those that's like, you know what? Maybe not like 30 dudes that he's taking out, but like maybe like 5 to 10, and he's using environment.
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, like other than like the slight, like I wish they gave more backstory to Ling as to why she's so angry. I wish the master-student relationship between Shu and Jane, where like she just didn't completely give up on Jane, you know. And I was like, you know what, you're probably the issue with your fiance,
right?
Maybe he made a mistake, but people like, but for like, if you're going to go with that mysticism or like that belief, you know, I know like Buddhism is big in China. It's like, you know, you learn to forgive people,
right? Yeah,
you know, unless her fiance was a part of Sang's like plot to kill the American.
Right, and they didn't. They gave no further information.
Which, like, if that was the case, if that was the issue, then like it's justifiable. Where she like, I don't want to be with you anymore because I don't want to be a part of someone who could plot to murder somebody.
Right. Yes.
You know, and I was like, that really sucks. That's like a. There's like small bits in this movie where it because of how the movie is, like it's cheesy. The acting's kind of shit. But, like, if you had added, like, these small little elements into it, it would be like, oh, you know what? If this was a 90s film, it would have been, like, a dope film back in the day.
Right. No, agreed.
But, I mean, like, yeah, but the fight scenes, they're passable. They're, like, I would say they're a little bit above YouTube. Like fights, like, you know, like the ones that they choreograph, but those have gotten really good.
Yeah.
Like, as more, the more we progress with technology and accessibility to these tools, there's some really dope YouTube videos that have really great fight scenes.
Yeah,
and I think those are awesome ways to create a demo, to be in stunt teams, to be in like movies. And I think it's happened for some YouTube creators. I'm like, you know what? Good for you.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Kobe, would you be interested in watching a Lady Blood Fight 2?
Oh, I would watch a Lady Blood Fight 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I say that. Probably my 3 favorite fights in this were with the Russian girl. And then...
Yeah. Well,
but they didn't kill her, so they could bring her back and make her like...
Oh, like Boyka?
Yeah, make her be the bad guy for the next movie.
Or no, or they can make her Yuri Boyka.
They can make her, yes.
Lady Blood Fight 2 Redemption.
Yes.
And then this is where...
then we follow her story. Oh, that's how we do it.
Like, we find out her background, why she is the way she is. She's like, where I'm from, you have to be cold-blooded.
Yes.
Or else it's... Because where I'm from, it's your life or theirs. Or she's like, I need this money to save an orphanage. Just like, holy fuck. She's a terrible person with a heart of gold.
Right.
Oh, man. It's a shame, too, because, like, Lady Blood Fight 2 could have been about Cassidy. You know? Is she dead? I don't know. But then, like, if she's in the second one, she has no voice. So then it's like her cheerful demeanor is gone.
Yeah.
Unless there's some sort of like, now she's bionics. like we can fix her with technology. Oh man, I liked her fights too. Like, it showcased her mixed martial arts. Her I think the way she won round 1 was she was able to put somebody in an armbar.
Yep. Yeah.
And make them tap out. I was really mad at the depiction of like the Muay Thai fighter. I was like, man, she put on the traditional garb, and then she got beat.
Right.
Against I don't know who, but I was like, no, I don't. Damn it, I don't believe it.
And then they had like the real super tough looking boxer girl.
Oh, that was dope. I did like that. Sorry, go ahead and explain it.
She got like 1 kick to the jaw, down.
She got 2 kicks to the jaw.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and it was like, I was like, that's kind of bullshit. Because like, as much as like a boxer's weakness in like a fight is like kicks, you know, I think it would have been dope if like when she went for the kick, it looked like she got knocked out, but then she had her foot right underneath her chin. And I was like, oh, dope. Would have been dope.
I was like,
Like, you know, she's like, huh, you thought kicks could stop me?
You said that it like totally flashed to the fight with the boxer versus Baki in the anime.
Yes. Yeah. Like, you know, like, let's not make boxing look like it's like below other martial arts.
Right, it's only half a martial art because it doesn't use your feet.
Yeah, like, let's not do that, you know? Because it would have been dope if, like, see, like, the way I pictured it in my head, I was like, if she had stopped the thing right underneath her chin, right? And then she went into the Jack Dempsey roll, like a little Hajime no Ippo. That's a boxing anime for you guys. Where, like, then she's proceeded to rev up and bop, bop, bop. This girl who's way below her weight class, by the way. This boxer chick, she looks a good 180 pure muscle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have this Chinese martial artist who's like 120. Like, and then that's where, like, the whole thing about, like, adding this Chinese mysticism with this realistic fighting type of thing, and I was like,
right,
this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, it's like, I love watching movies where it's like strong female characters doing badass shit. It's like, man, I would love for her to crush me.
Yeah. That was kind of half the reason I picked this movie. I was like, I hadn't seen it, and I was like, we've got like the two, you know, biggest 90s 2000s like underground fighting B-movie stars the last 2 weeks, and then we kind of already know what our movie next week's going to be. It's like, but we gotta get like, we gotta throw some girls in there. It's not, we didn't even get a single girl fight, so we gotta.
Yeah, you're right. And like, what's it called? One of my favorite girl fighting, like a girl like badass scene, is from the Final Fantasy Advent Children movie, where it was Tifa versus one of the Sephiroth spawns.
Right.
I was like, that's a really cool like movie. That's a really cool scene for like a strong female character, and I really wish we can get more of those, because, you know, girls can whoop ass. I've seen girl fights, and I'm like, yo, they're much more savage than this. Like, I remember my high school ex-girlfriend. She was like, she got into a fair amount of fights. I was like, I really wish you would stop fighting. You know? You gotta let shit roll off your back sometimes. Sometimes it's not worth it. But she's like carrying fucking Vaseline in her purse.
Oh, jeez.
For the scratching. She ties up her hair in a bun so girls can't grab it, and then continue to slam girls' faces on the floor.
Right.
Takes off all her piercings. I was like, Jesus Christ, there's so much preparation for a girl fight. Usually guys are like, all right, let's go.
Right. We'll bump shoulders a few times, punk each other, and then
we'll get real close, like we're about to kiss, but we're not.
Yeah.
Our noses might touch. If it's two Filipinos, probably not, because we got flat noses. But yeah, like I think for me, this movie kind of missed a lot of dope fight scenes, where it could have had like really iconic like little moments and movements and sequencing. So, but we're coming up to our hour, so I'm just trying to justify my rating. But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you for joining us. Check out the rest of Fight Month, and we also have other months coming. Other months prior to this, we have Ninja Month, we have Live Action Anime Month, and I always gotta throw in Nicolas Cage Month.
Nicolas Cage. And we're doing fight movies, so we gotta say we had a JVD.
Oh yeah, JV.
Some Jean-Claude Van Damme month.
JCVD.
JCVD. Yes, I missed a letter.
But definitely check those other months out. But we do our reviews in 4 sections. We have Stream It, DVD and Blu-ray It, and the Who Watches This Ultimate Box Collection. So Kobe, where you at?
I don't know what else this would come with. If this came with like a disc where there was like 4 movies and there's all like girl fights, I'd definitely go with like something like that.
Right?
I'm not sure this is Blu-ray worthy. That's probably gonna have to stick with DVD on this one.
Yes. For me, I'd probably stream it, to be honest. Like I said, if they had added these moments that I wish they had, like more emotional weights, more.
What if they had a director's cut?
I would check it out, and then if it had the moments, I'd probably.
You're like, I would borrow it from you, Colby.
But as far as it stands, I'm gonna be stream it for this movie, just because it missed a lot of beats that like it would have made it really dope. Like it's I like watching stunt directors make movies, because they're like, I can put what I envision into these movies,
Right.
and make the dopest fight scenes. Like, the story could be absolute shit, but if you have amazing fight scenes, it's like, dope. That was really cool.
Right, yeah.
It's like a Zack Snyder film. It looks really pretty. The action is really cool. The story shit. Thank you guys for joining us. Down in our show notes below, we have our Amazon affiliate links. You know, as soon as we start the YouTube channel, we can put our Patreon links there.
Oh, yeah.
I promise, we're gonna start it soon. Yeah, definitely check that out. We definitely want to graduate from our hot and spicy into a full meal.
Eventually, we'll get our own separate meals.
Right? But until then, we're getting one full soda and 2 plastic cups. And a medium fries. But definitely check those out. Let us know.
Yeah, and definitely give us a follow on our Facebook, our Twitter. And yeah, if you got any suggestions for movies you want us to review, let us know. You know, throw out something that we've never heard of. We're trying to kind of promote the underrated movie. You know, that's our jam.
Yeah.
But yeah, give us a like and a share, and you know, tell your friends about us.
Yeah, most definitely. If you have a movie that you're like, more people need to watch this, that's the movie we want.
Right. Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We always appreciate you guys. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to see who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on her album Music for Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.